Today, we are going to be focusing on confidence. When it comes to alignment, we've talked about goal setting, we've talked about mindset, but a big part of that is having confidence in who you are, what you believe, and where you want to go. There's two types of confidence. Confidence in yourself, that I can do this, I've got everything I need. And then there's confidence in God. God has my back. God knows what he's doing. God has a plan. I don't have to worry. But it's having confidence in them two things, God and yourself. Reflecting on who you are right now. When it comes to confidence, it's not always about speaking in front of people. I think a lot of times when we think of confidence, we're like, oh, it's about speaking in front of people and having that confidence to do that. But actually, it might just be the simple things of, I don't feel confident to go to the gym. I don't feel confident to show up. I don't feel confident in my business. So when you think about your confidence, think about actually, why don't I feel confident? Maybe it stemmed from something that you've experienced in your childhood. Maybe it's something you've experienced in your home, in your marriage, in whatever it is. It might be something that's triggered your confidence to knock. Why do you want to feel confident? Actually thinking about, how is this going to help me with where I'm trying to go? So you looked at your goals today. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to achieve. This is the mindset and the things that I need to focus on. But actually, why is being confident going to help me? And who around you has the confidence that you inspire to have? We can learn from our neighbor. We can learn from the person next to us, the person in front of us, and the person behind us. It's about learning from others. We don't know everything, and it's not our job to carry everything. I'm in a place of transitioning into a new industry, a new place in my life, a new mindset. I have different things that I feel God is calling me to do, and I've had to close the door in order for the other one to open. But I'm so confident in the plan that God has for me, and I haven't always been there. Firstly, I haven't always been a Christian. I've not always been a woman of God. I've not always been a woman of faith. I've had my time in the world. And was it 2023 is when I got baptized and I found God. And it was a struggle to begin with. I lost all my confidence. I didn't know who I was. I felt really lost. I was in this spiritual battle and warfare of life, and I didn't know what was going on or where I was going to, and I was walking this new path that I didn't understand. And for me, I've always been someone who's in control. I know what's happening, I know what's going to happen, I know how things must go. I had my whole life scheduled. I knew how everything was going to happen. In 5 years, this is where I was going to be. And to actually just let go and let God was the hardest thing to do. But over the past 2 to 3 years, I've really grown in my confidence, again, in myself, but also in God. And that's because I found my identity in him. I found actually what it means to be a woman of God and what it means to actually let him lead and for me to just follow. And I think sometimes we can find that hard to just be like, God, what do you want to do next? Which Antonia was talking about. God, I'm just following you. Where do you want me to go? What do you want me to do? And actually sometimes being in a space of, I have to be still. Now, as a girl that has ADHD, being still is not the easiest thing. But actually just allowing myself to just be like, you will allow me to have the download. You will allow me to listen to you so I can know where to go next. And again, that's not easy, because you want to know where you're going to go to next. You want to be able to plan, and to have that confidence in him takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of resilience. If I was to be rooted in God, if I was to understand where God wanted me to go, if I was to let go and let God with that, where would I be? What would I be able to achieve? Where could I go? And I think we sometimes put God in this box of like, yeah, God, like, I want to having an extra 10 grand a year on my salary. We serve an abundant God. 10 grand is absolutely nothing. When you understand, when you have the confidence and understand what God has for you, and that it's not small. It's a big God that we serve, and he wants you to have as much as you can give to others. But you have to believe that. You can't just be like, yeah, I've wrote down the goals and God will make it work. No, I have confidence in the plan that he has for me, but I'm also ready to do the work. With the paper that you have in front of you, your phones, whatever you've got going on, I want you to think, what is the one thing that I want to be confident in? Is it, for me, approaching corporates to ask them for big money when it comes to the things that I want to do? Is it actually speaking on a stage? Is it being confident in my job to ask for that raise? Is it being confident in helping other people? Whatever you're trying to do for the next step, whatever leap you're trying to take, what will that look like if you had confidence? If you could think about yourself from today, and if we were all sitting again here in 1 year's time, what would be the one thing that you'd want to be like, I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I stepped out. I'm glad that I took that leap of faith, because this is where I am right now. If you said, listen, God, I'm going to let you do your thing, what could your life look like? And this is again thinking about the life that you also want for yourself. So a lot of times when we're trying to, a lot of people, okay, you're trying to leave your job, you're trying to travel the world, you're trying to do this. What would your life look like if you took that leap of faith and confidence in what you're trying to do? Confidence is about being bold. It's about stepping out in faith, in trusting what God is going to do for you. It's not easy being confident. It's not easy always trusting God. But it's about being bold in the choices that you make. Like I said, you can write all the goals you want. You can write the vision. But it's about your works as well. You've also got to be ready to be like, right, I'm going to take that next step. I think someone mentioned about the gym, wanting to go to the gym more. You got to be bold sometimes to step in that gym, especially in January. But it's about taking that first step. It's about understanding where you are right now in your life and actually what you can do to just take that first step, to be led by God, to walk in your purpose and whatever it is you want to do. It's about taking that first step. So I want you guys to think about, what is that first step that I need to take to move forward towards my goals, to move forward towards the things that I want to do. We worry a lot about what other people are going to think when we take that first step. Oh, we're going to look embarrassing, or, we're not going to have it all together. And don't get me wrong, I've been there. I've been a perfectionist. Everything has to be a particular way. But actually sometimes by just taking that one step, that's how you learn. That's how you get towards where you want to go. And sometimes with your goals as well, it's not a destination, it's a direction. So sometimes it might change. You might end up turning left, you might turn right, You may end up in the same place at the end that you wanted to be, but you just took different routes to get there. But you can't start a route unless you start the engine. So you've got to take that first step. Again, lean on the people that are around you. Hold up your hands and say, I don't know what I'm doing. Help me. God has made a promise to us in this life. And we've made a promise to him. That we will serve him. That we will listen to him. But also he's made a promise to lead us. God's plan for us is bigger than we could ever imagine. And we have to be so confident in trusting him. It's the same way with a marriage when you're dating, whatever it is. It's you build this relationship with this person and you begin to learn them and you begin to trust them and you begin to lean on them. And we have to focus on that relationship. Because when we begin to lean on our own understanding and take away from actually what God is trying to do in our own life, that's when we get lost.